Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to do another episode of my foam rolling stretch and mobility warm-up. I do this every single morning. We're going to start off with the foam roller. We're going to start off with the top of our back, our upper back. We're going to roll out our spine. So as you can see, I'm just going side to side. I'm focusing on one side first, and I'm doing that twice. And I have the foam roller up on my upper back, kind of like around my shoulder blades, just really digging in there, taking some time, feeling the muscle fibers, all of that good stuff. Now we give it a little roll the foam roller to about mid back, and we'll just lay here for a second. Just let your spine decompress. I like raising my arm over my head on the way back, just like that, to really dig deep into those muscle fibers around my spine. I do it twice, one way, twice the other way. Take your time, feel it out. Try to feel every muscle fiber. Find those knots in your spine and around your spine, and try to break them down a little bit. Now we're going to roll the roller to low back, and we're going to do the same thing. It's the same process. At night I like to do this process a lot slower, but since this is the morning, I kind of just do a fast little scan through my muscles and see if there's any knots, and just kind of loosen everything up, prime everything for the day. Okay, so we're gonna go right above, like upper glute, kinda in this zone. Bend one knee, and the leg that's straight, we're going to roll over that zone right there. There's a couple tight tendons right up in that area that need to be, assessed, especially from skateboarding, pushing and stuff. That little muscle or tendon right up there is always sore, so it's nice to kind of give that a little roll before you get started with the day. So I'm just laying here with the roller kind of on my glutes, and I'm pointing my toes towards the wall and then bringing my toes up towards me. That helps stretch your psoas and stuff like that. Move on to the hamstrings. So the hamstrings, every single muscle category I treat the same way. I treat it in 3 different areas. We work on the top of the hamstring first, near the glute, and we put all our dead weight on it, and we go twice on each side, and then we move the foam roller to about mid hamstring area, and we do the same thing. And then after this, we go to a lower hamstring and finish it off. Try to get those low hamstrings right here. It's a little bit more tricky when you get to this point. It's hard to balance. Try to put your weight into it so you could get all the benefits out of this roll. Last but not least, we can't forget the quads, which is the front of our thigh. Same thing here. We'll start at the top of our quad. Just roll it out. Twice one way, twice the other way. Switching up the legs. Now we move to mid quad. Give it a little toss, however, just get it over there. Twice one way. Twice the other way. What we're doing here is we're just scanning for knots. When we find a knot, we'll sit on it and, try to release that knot. Sit on it for about 30 seconds or so. So I foam roll every morning before I stretch because it helps loosen the muscle up. You don't want to have tight muscles and try to stretch, because then you're not stretching out that tightness of the muscle. Your muscle's just stretching around it. So you want to loosen up a little bit before you stretch. So let's get into this stretch sesh. Roll out a yoga mat or whatever kind of mat you have. We'll start off in a child's pose. I hold all my poses for about 20 to 30 seconds. And any mobility warm-ups, I do about 8 to 12 reps. So we're going to cross our left arm over, follow it up with our right arm. We're going to kind of tuck our right shoulder underneath, and we're going to stretch that spine. Hold this stretch for about 20 seconds. And then on to the other side. Right arm to the right. Left arm follows. Left shoulder tucks under. Stretch that spine. All right. I like to go on my fists because my wrists have been broken tons of times, and this position actually does not hurt me. So you could go flat hand or fist. We're just going to do a couple cat-cows here. Like I said, anywhere from 8 to 12 reps. If you want to do 5 reps, do 5 reps. It's really up to you. Just really feel that stretch in that spine. Breathe. Take deep breaths. Okay, now we're just going to lift our opposite arm and our opposite leg here. This just helps with balance, activation right here. Shoulder activation, a little bit of glute activation. I like to do like 5 on each side here. Perfect. All right, so now we're in a downward dog position. We're walking it out, so we're just stretching our calves a little bit, our hamstrings. We're gonna roll forward into a cobra stance, roll back up into downward dog, walk it out. Let's do a couple more reps of this. Roll forward, cobra stance. When you're doing this, you want to feel each vertebrae of your spine just roll, kind of like a wave. So you got downward dog, walk it out, stretch those hamstrings, those calves, those ankles, then you roll the spinal cord into a cobra, and then you roll back up into downward dog. Walk it out, roll forward into cobra, feel that spine stretch, roll back out, downward dog, walk it out. Back into child's pose. Right here we're going to do a side plank, one foot in front of the other. Side plank, squeeze those obliques. Reach through, twisting our spine and our obliques. And we're going to reach over. So we're going to do about 10 of these on each side. Switch sides. Here we go. Let's go. Reach through. 1. Reach through. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. and 10. There we go. Next one, we're going to go on our backs. We'll lift our leg nice and straight, and we're just going to let it drop, free drop into gravity. We're going to stop it before it hits the floor. Do about 8 to 10 of these as well. Switch sides, same thing. So let it drop. Catch it before it hits the ground, bring it back up. Next one, we're going to get into a little glute bridge. Tighten the glutes, and we're just going to do some knee drives. Do about 8 a side here. Knee drives, alternating knee drives. Perfect. Okay, so now we'll go into kind of a split stance, and we're gonna pull the arrow through with our hand and reach to the sky, twisting our spine here. So we have our opposite knee forward from our opposite hand that's down, that's gonna stay on the ground. We're going to use the arm that's closest to the bent knee to pull the arrow through and reach to the sky, feeling that stretch in our hips and our spine. We'll do 8 a side here. The back leg is almost close to straight. Front leg is nice and bent. All right, onto our feet. Here we go. Let's get these hips going. So I did this in my last stretch and mobility warm up. We're just doing a little hip hinge, little thrust. Now we'll just go left to right, using those hips. It's all in the hips. So we go about 8 reps here. And now we put them together and we do a little hip circles. Almost like salsa dancing or something. Now we go the other way. 8 reps the other way. Just oiling those hinges. Making sure those hips work. Let's move on to upper spine. And then breathe in as we stretch the spine back. And then we're going to curl forward as we extend our hands forward. We'll do 8 of these. Arms out to the side. Now we're going to move the upper back side to side. Just trying to use the spine. Just picture your spine just, going back and forth here. We're just trying to loosen everything up. Get that mobility going. Get everything ready and primed to work out or skate or whatever you're going to do. Prime for the day. So now we put both of those movements together and we do upper back circles. So it's kind of like the same thing you did with your hips, but you're going to do it with your upper to mid back. You're going to make big circles with that spine. Just feel everything moving. Same thing here. We're going for about 8 reps of everything. 8 to 12 reps. It's up to you. It's up to how much time you have. Okay, let's get the spine moving again. Just some spine twists. Right here, we're using our feet, pivoting our feet with the twist, turning our head with the twist. So these are big rotations here. Do 8 a side. And then we're going to calm the twist down a little bit. Here it is. We're calming the twist down. We're just using our hips here. Still moving the head. Still turning with the twist. And now we just calm it all the way down And we're just using our spine here, no hips, looking forward. Okay, next one, we're gonna start working on our wrist and our forearms here. So this is just painting the fence. Fingers point down on the way up, fingers point up on the way down. So you're painting the fence. Do 10 of these. Arms forward. We're gonna move our wrist in and out. Do 10 of these. Now we're just gonna move our fingers one at a time. This just helps with wrist activation. So if you're gonna use your hands, this is gonna wake up your forearms so you have less pressure on your joints when you use your hands. Hands up in the air, we're gonna screw the light bulbs in. This also wakes up the forearms. Now we're just gonna do some little circles, forward circles, arms out to your side. Do about 20 of these. Then we'll do 20 reverse. Next one, arms forward. We're gonna do 20 circles in. Just little circles. 20 circles out. We're just waking up the rotator cuffs. Just lubing them up. Arms above head, 20 circles in. And 20 circles out. Okay, this one right here, we're just gonna roll the shoulders forward, looking down the palm of our hand. We're gonna pivot a little bit with this and put our weight into the shoulder. This one's really nice for waking up those shoulders. Just stretching them out. Roll that shoulder forward, look down the palm. 8 aside. Shoulders back, lock the lats, and we're gonna do little circles with our elbows and kind of wake those elbows up. Now we're gonna go in. So 8 each side, 8 to 12 each side, in and out. Just move those elbows, wake those elbows up. Okay, we're gonna lock our lats back again. And we're gonna wake up the neck, left to right, 8 aside. Down and up, 8 aside, or 8 a direction. We're gonna do a little forward and back, 8 a direction. Big circles, we'll start from the left side to the right, 8, and then we'll reverse that. Right side to the left. Big circles. Looking up, across, down. Perfect. All right, let's get these hips stretched a little bit more before we start the day. We'll do a little pigeon stretch here. I have a little, I like using the foam roller. It's the perfect height. You know, one time I was doing this stretch and I didn't have much mobility and I couldn't stretch it all the way, and I just like forcefully pushed my leg down and I felt a pop. It was the worst thing ever. So if your leg doesn't go down all the way, try something lower, or, you know, configure something. Like that's what I did over here. So I got my foam roller on top of my little table thing. Just stretch it for like 20-30 seconds. I'm gonna do the other leg. Just cross it over, bend it, stretch, look up to the sky. Just feel the stretch in your glutes and your hip flexor, all that good stuff. There you go, hips are all nice and stretched out, at least for the morning. Get the quad a little bit, grab your ankle, stretch that quad, 20 to 30 seconds. We'll do the other side as well. Always do both sides, don't leave one side hanging. Boom. We'll do our right side. Really helps to lock the lats if you're standing on one foot. It'll help you with balance. Squeeze your core, lock your lats. You can stand on one foot forever if you do this. Okay, we're nearing the end here. Just do a little walk out to downward dog. Walk out our ankles. And then we'll just walk on back to a nice forward fold. Hold that for a little bit. You gotta really stretch those hamstrings. Boom, hamstring stretch. Hold that for a few seconds. Back down to forward fold. Now we're just gonna roll back up. So here it is from the other angle. We're gonna fold forward. We're gonna walk forward with our hands. You can put your palms down if you can do that. Like I said, my wrists are bad, so I go on the fist. Walk on back. Forward fold. Just let your body hang there. Rise up a little bit. Nice straight back. Just feel that stretch in the back of your hamstrings there. Hold that for a few seconds. Forward fold again. Roll that spine up. Okay. One more time. Walk it out. So yeah, I do this routine every single morning. First I foam roll, and then I stretch for a couple minutes. And this is every single morning. And sometimes I do it at night too, before bed, just to stretch out all of the skating and working out and all the activity for the day. You end up waking up feeling great. Always make sure you take time to recover and stretch and, take care of yourself. Thanks for watching and have a great day.